Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig, episode 163. We're hitting those numbers, man. We're getting close to that 200, episode number 200. Quick shout out to our sponsors. Let's get that out of the way. Vitality Wellness Center and UFC Gym Largo. My name is Jay, and this is my co-host Eddie. And behind the camera, we got the best man in the business, our producer Miggy. We got a packed episode today. Actually, we got a bunch of things to go over. I think there's a big misconception. You want to start with let's talk about Debbie. Let's talk about Debbie. Debbie passed over Florida.
For Floridians, that ain't well, it wasn't shit. I mean, for us, it wasn't shit.
Yeah, it wasn't shit for
Yeah, that
Floridians.
wasn't really a hurricane.
I mean, no, some areas got flooded pretty bad, but
Actually,
they're the areas that always get flooded. So
So I do have some videos from Insta, just to demonstrate. So there's a big misconception between when people say hurricane, with hurricanes, yeah, when you get a hurricane and you get to those category 3, 4, 5, now the wind's becoming an issue, right? And most of the time, why wind is becoming an issue is because it'll break a tree or it'll pick up a piece of wood and then it will launch it like a bullet, right? And then wood, usually what ends up happening, wood will hit a window, pierce the window, and that's how the wind gets in, and that's how the roofs get ripped out, right? When the wind gets inside the house, the wind has nowhere to escape, and it's so strong it just rips the roof out, right? But when you're getting in the storm area, like the tropical storm that we got, the problem becomes not too much the rain, not too much the wind, but the actual flooding, right? And with every hurricane you get, it's the flooding, right? Like in Japan, you have something similar that's called tsunamis, right? It's the same kind of a concept,
no,
the water.
a tsunami
Tsunami
is
is
the
like
wave.
yeah, the wave is the tsunami.
You're talking about a typhoon.
Typhoon, yeah.
It's not similar. It's actually the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually the same thing. They just have a different name for them over
Some
there.
of them are created by earthquakes, some of them were created, but you just have a
Well,
different
so
name.
tsunamis are created by earthquakes often. When it comes to typhoon, it's the same thing. Usually like change in temperature.
Yeah.
They have a certain season.
Mm,
Just like we have a hurricane season here.
yeah. So our hurricane season comes somewhere between like end of May all the way to about November. That's the official hurricane season for Florida. And every week we expect something, right? Because usually
They're already talking about another storm coming through.
yeah, it starts right around
Ernesto, is it?
yeah,
Something
coast
like
of
that?
Africa, and it just kind of flows towards us, right? And you know how the names are given alphabetically.
Yeah.
A B C D E F G
Yeah.
H and so on and so forth. Um so it's
And then each hemisphere has their own names that they go through, I think
yeah.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
And hurricanes never go across the equator.
yeah, it's because of the waters, right? Like the water and the water temperatures. It has to do with water temperatures and winds. That's why they never cross. But yeah, so it's not like a tornado. Tornado is very concentrated in one area and it spins really fast. Winds can reach up to 150, 160 miles per hour just in that little area. You get that more around um, Oklahoma area, so on and so forth, like more Midwest thing. We do get tornadoes here as well, but we're more prominent for hurricanes, and that's due to basically hot water, right? Like that's how the hurricanes build up. But more than anything is the flooding. Hey, Miggy, you want to play that video that you have up right now?
Basically, hurricanes and typhoons are both classified as tropical cyclones
Yeah.
that differ only in location. So really,
Yeah.
it's the same thing essentially, just depending on where you are is by what it's called.
Yeah. So just to demonstrate this to you, well, before you go there, so what happens usually when the hurricane comes in, as it's spinning, my understanding is as it's spinning, it's collecting that water, right? And then as it passes, that water has to go back. When it does go back, the inertia of water carries over to the coast, and then the water starts rising. And this is what you guys get when the water starts rising, right? So go ahead, Miggy.
Damn, that's an Escalade.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, this is just in Sarasota, right? Um, west coast of Florida, and it didn't really like the eye didn't even hit us. We had a pretty much like what
See, but these are the areas. These are the areas that flood really badly.
no matter what. Yeah,
Right. So because if you go and you look at the west coast of Florida, right?
some of the areas are lower than
If-
the actual
if-
water level. That's why.
It's not about like I'm not saying about height, like water level and stuff like that. But I'm just saying if you go and you look at the map and you see where St. Petersburg is, you would expect that to be the area to get fucked up the most.
Yeah,
Why is it that here we always don't?
bro, I don't know.
we have the sacred Indian burial grounds.
They're
That's
Native
there's
Americans.
Native
Sure,
American burial
sure.
grounds. Yeah, they're saying that protects us.
Let's be politically correct.
Yeah, they say that that protects us, but I think there's more to it. I think it just has to do with the two different temperatures of water, Gulf of Mexico versus Gulf of Tampa Bay. You know.
Let's talk about that real quick, real fast. I always saw that as one of those things because I'm not about being politically correct, but that's one of those things to me that it just makes sense. Why would we call them Indians and it had nothing to do with being Indian?
In the
Well, there
context,
is a
figured that out.
it just really depends.
no,
We
no. So
figured
this
that
is
out.
what happens.
So they're Native Americans, no?
So
In
no,
the
so
context of us speaking about Florida, we know that we're
That's
talking
what we
about
called them because that's what they looked like.
no,
Wasn't
no,
it
no,
when we
no,
got
no,
here?
no, no, no. So the true story goes like this: when Christopher Columbus set out to discover India,
Uh-huh.
right? They were going around Africa to get to India. It's like, I'm gonna figure out a different way to get there that we don't
Going
have
the
to
other
go.
way.
We're gonna go the other way. So when they came to this land of Americas, they didn't know that this land existed.
Ah,
So
so
they
thought it
came
was
in. They
Indian.
thought these were Indians.
They thought they were actually Indians. I
And
thought they just looked like
yes,
them. Okay.
yeah, they thought that they
See,
made it to India.
that's why I'm saying like calling them Indians never actually makes sense. That's
Yeah.
why to me it's not being politically correct. It's being actually
Well,
correct, right?
The only place that Native Americans are referred to as really Native Americans, majority of people, is just United States, right? Like the Americas are the ones that are called the Native Americans. The rest of the world calls Indians. Like these people are known as Indians. You know
So
what I
when you
mean?
grew up in school, you
It
know
was
them
Indians. It was not Native Americans.
but it doesn't make sense to call them Indians, does it?
It
At all,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, when you
but
think about it.
that's what the story goes. That's why they
Right,
were
I get
saying
what you're
Indians.
saying.
Yeah. But it is a Native American
So yeah,
burial ground.
they say that there's some really bad storm that came through here at one point, and they did some ritual, and now we're safe.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
saying
know.
that, but I think it
I'm
has
the
to do
last
more
one to
with
believe in
fucking
kind of stuff
water
like
and
that, but
air, and I don't think that's the case. But
I
anyway, guys, so when you do talk about hurricane, we're like, oh my God, are you okay? The hurricane passed. Well, usually it's not the winds that are important. Like even the broken trees and stuff like that. Even through a very big, strong hurricane, you don't
no,
get that many broken trees.
no,
You know what I mean?
I mean
You do get some broken
you get
trees, but
some
it's not.
big trees going down. Some
Yeah,
people's houses get real fucked up.
some people, but overall, like if you collect the amount of broken trees over the houses, it's insignificant in comparison to the
It's still a
actual
pretty
flooding.
tragic event, as you
Yeah,
would say, though.
but
I mean,
actual
that's
flooding,
tragic.
yeah,
Like,
actual flooding,
that's dead
this
tragic.
will ruin shit.
Yes.
Like this is mold. Straight up, we have companies that will come into your house and try to take the water out, and then you have to bring in people, and you can't just like cut the drywall where the water level was, right? You almost damn near gotta cut 2-3 feet above where the water level was, because all that drywall is soaked in. And if
I've
the
seen
entire
this.
drywall soaks, you
I've
gotta
seen
replace
houses
everything.
doing construction. I've gone into houses where like literally you see like 4 foot of drywall just cut out
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
the
because
floor
it just
up.
floods to shit, right? So the flooding is the problem, not the actual. Well, winds
I
are also a problem, of
I
course.
think there's a mixture, Jay. Just because I think on the after effect, the biggest problem is flooding.
Flooding, yep.
The after effect, but wind
During
and
the-
rain is a problem
Yep.
just because that's what causes power
Power outages,
and,
yep.
and then the flooding is what prevents the power outages from getting fixed, so the power's out for longer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that it's a trifecta of everything having a little bit of effect on each other as well.
And you guys remember, because we in Florida are used to AC. When you're at your home, you have AC. When you're in a car, you're AC. When you're in a store, you have AC. AC is blasting everywhere. So a lot of people think, oh, Floridans used to the hot weather.
Fuck
Are
no.
we really though?
No.
We're probably like, probably someone from Northern State is more used to the heat than we are, because we run our AC everywhere.
I know what it is to work outside for every day,
Yeah.
for years at a time,
And then
right? And I get used to that. And I mean, what I mean used to that is I still
you
sweat balls,
tolerate it. You
but I tolerate it.
Yeah.
Not that I don't feel hot anymore. No, I still felt hot
Yeah.
every single moment of that shit.
Yeah.
And today we went outside to set up the tent in front of this gym. Bro, just 2 minutes out there setting up that little 10 by 10 tent. I was sweating balls.
You want to hear something interesting?
So
So
hot, bro. It's
yeah,
hot as
so
fuck.
what I'm gonna mention about the heat is when you don't have electricity, you don't have AC. Now you're just stuck there for upwards of a week or two, and there's no AC. There's no
Bro,
AC. There's
tell
no
me-
fridges. The food is
Did we
bad.
talk about the person that hit the pole?
No, we haven't talked about that.
So that was like last week though.
Yeah.
So someone drove into a pole the other night, literally like right in front of the 7-Eleven by the corner
Yeah,
by my
yeah, yeah.
house. Most people are gonna know where this is at. So, I don't know what happened, but somebody drove into that pole, and everything, all the houses right up to my block got cut down, and then this way, right, and all the houses that way got cut down right up to Emily's block. So it was like, oh shit, like okay, we have no power here, but okay, we can go sleep at Emily's house. Nope, because it fucking knocked both of our houses
Yeah.
out. That's the one time our houses being together has like being so close to
Yeah.
by each other has fucked me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you an idea that's gonna live rent free in your head. What's the average temperature of the body?
98.6.
98.6.
I don't
But
know
why
why I
is
always
it?
remember that.
Why is it when you go outside and it's 82 degrees and you're sweating balls, but your internal temperature is 98.6?
That has to do with your body regulating
Yeah,
temperature.
yes, it does. It does. But your brain and everything sits in 98.6.
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
You know
but
what
that
I
has
mean?
to do with your body regulating
Yeah.
temperature.
So there's that just always fucks me up, when I think about it. It's like, God damn it, like our body temp we should be like 98, it should be okay,
Yeah,
We're,
right.
we're
It should be
there,
good at 100
yeah.
degrees, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
should
we
be
should be
chilling.
good. My internal organs should feel fine, but my body's like, no, we're not trying to melt your brain.
But it's just one of those things, right? So you're not trying to melt your brain, right? You put the thermometer under your armpit, or you put it under your
Tongue, yeah.
tongue, or whatever it may be.
Some do it rectal.
The other one, yeah, right. So, that's somewhere that if you thought
Pause.
if you thought that the rest of your body was as hot as that place, you'd be like, "Fuck, no, that's hot as balls."
Yeah.
So you kind of think about it that way, and you realize, but you're right. Like you think 98.6. Okay, no, we should be fine outside. It's 90 degrees outside, and to go outside and you're dying.
Yeah. And what was funny, because we're driving in it. We're driving while it was raining, we all decided to drive through it, and we're driving through it. And we're like, yeah, okay, it's just rain, because we do get rains, just random rains that are much stronger than what we had.
Whoa, yes, definitely,
yeah.
definitely. We get rain all the time. That's rain
Way stronger.
way heavier than that.
Where your wipers can't keep up. There was
Yeah.
only one point, maybe once or twice during the 2-3 day period that we had really strong, but that was like only a minute,
Yeah.
and then it was over with. I thought you guys would enjoy this. So this is a
Do we
clip.
put headphones on?
Yeah. You want the headphones on for this one. So this one was really,
Steve
really
Irwin
cool.
shit. I like it.
This one was
Do you know
really
who
cool.
Steve Irwin is?
Yeah, didn't he die?
Yeah.
Stingray.
Stingray.
Hey everyone, we have stumbled across something truly incredible tonight. In front of me is a tarantula that, unfortunately for it, has become infected by cordyceps. Now, for those of you who don't know what cordyceps is, this is the zombie fungus that's the inspiration for the hit video game and TV show The Last of Us. And well, this unfortunate tarantula is a character in his own movie here tonight. Now, he was infected by this fungus, and it took over his nervous system and forced him to come to this location. And then as he died, the fungus sprouted out of his body, allowing the spores to spread to another unsuspecting tarantula. And this is actually a very rare species of cordyceps. We rarely encounter tarantulas like this. And when I say species of cordyceps, it's true. Each group of invertebrates has their own species of cordyceps, which infects them. So this is a truly horrific, but also incredible thing for our team to have found tonight.
So I thought this was kind of cool, but it actually demonstrates this. Now, this happens to, obviously animals. It doesn't happen to humans, right? And as he said, different species of cordyceps will attack different species of like spiders or
I
whatever.
was gonna ask you though, would it be able to take over?
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I think our immune system is pretty strong where it doesn't take over. I think we have something
The
similar.
way that I don't know, maybe you know more. You've got the degree in biology and shit. I get it, but
Well, not to that degree, but yeah.
but in the show they say that has to do with the temperature at which our bodies sit at.
Yeah, unlikely to infect humans. Cordyceps are parasitic fungus that primarily affects insects and other arthropods. So cordyceps is a fungi, which means it's a mushroom family. The easiest way to put it.
Yes, it is.
Put
it
put
is
in a
fungus.
put in a search human papilloma virus.
HPV.
Yeah. And then body parts. Just do hands. Severe cases. Do severe cases. And then hit images.
What is he, an AIJ? Come on.
So that right there. So this is the closest thing that you're gonna get to something like that, where you get this, and this is pretty common in humans. But this is a virus. It's completely different, right? So our bodies are pretty good with getting rid of fungi and and bacteria, but very bad at getting rid of the viruses,
So
right?
isn't it crazy though that the show like took inspiration from something that's pretty accurate in real life? Like he was saying, so the cordyceps will take over the tarantula's nervous system and make the tarantula go to a basically optimal spot where it can grow more and possibly spread.
Yeah.
It's gonna die regardless, but
Yeah, it
before
was
it
trying
dies, it
to
makes it move
catch.
somewhere.
It was
Yeah.
trying to catch another one.
Basically,
Yeah. So the human papillomavirus is the closest thing we can get to something like this, where you get these growths on your hands and feet, and sometimes it gets really bad. It basically becomes like bark, like tree bark.
Yeah, but like you say, it's definitely not the same thing. It's
It's
more like a
not.
virus, and
It's
it
a
doesn't
virus.
It is a
control you.
virus.
It doesn't control your like your
Correct.
nervous
It
system
does not
the way
control.
that
Yeah.
does it.
Mhm. Yeah, because it is a virus, right? Like it's not a multi-organism, because fungi are an entire organism,
I
right?
would like to know the science. I would like to maybe understand a little bit the science of how that fungus interacts with the nervous system.
Well,
Like, how does it talk with that? Like, how does
yeah.
it start
So
to
the
understand?
easiest way I can describe this is eventually, if this continues to happen, you're gonna get a spider that's genetically gonna be different, that's gonna get infected by this cordyceps, and then eventually they'll develop a symbiotic relationship, similar to what happened to our cells in mitochondria. Because mitochondria is a part which generates our energy, and it is a foreign object. It doesn't belong in our cells. But that was introduced to us, and now it's a symbiotic relationship. So eventually something will come out of this, and it will be a new species completely, where they will both help each other in survival, right? But that could go that way, or they could go the other way, right? Like evolution always
It was
like
interesting. Also, they said that there was a specific strain of cordyceps for every single species
yeah,
of arthropod that it would
yeah, because
infect or
they
whatever.
they're genetically, because fungi are like very hard to get rid of.
I mean, I'm sure that's exactly how that happened, right? Jay is the cordyceps infected. The person developed a genetic mutation. The not person, but the spider,
But
right?
yeah,
And developed a new spider. But then guess what? The cordyceps also
also
developed.
evolved. Mhm.
Right.
That happens with, like, I don't know if you ever guys heard of staph.
Right. Yeah, we've talked
So
about
what
this.
staph is,
Staphylococcus.
Staphylococcus aureus, right? So to cure
That dude's
Staphylococcus
fucking
aureus,
crazy.
you use methicillin. Methicillin is an antibiotic to cure Staphylococcus aureus, right? So now you have this thing called MRSA. You guys ever heard of MRSA?
Yes.
It is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. There's another version of it. It's called Versa, because the only way you can cure methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus by using vancomycin, which is another antibiotic. So now you have a Versa, which is vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, that's resistant to vancomycin and methicillin. So this is usually gets developed. They talk about this being developed in prisons and in hospitals. Like there's a strain of tuberculosis that they trace back to Russian prisons, because you need 3 types of antibiotics to cure tuberculosis, and these prisoners would not have enough uh, antibiotics to cure it, so they take half a dose, and then the tuberculosis evolves and becomes something
It's
completely
like
different.
developing the tolerance, like your brother
Yeah.
was telling us about that snake dude yesterday.
Yeah.
That slowly has injected himself with little amounts of snake venom
Yeah.
to the point where he can now take a full on strike from a black mamba.
Yeah, and nothing happens. Yeah, you could do the same thing with
I'm sure something
arsenic.
happens, but he survives.
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
You can do the same thing
Bro
with
just
any
gets
poison.
really high.
Huh?
He's really lit. He's fucking cranked out of his mind.
Yeah,
That'd be, that'd be
yeah.
great.
It's
No,
not.
I mean,
It's not good for you. I mean, you need to
I'm
recover.
sure it's really bad for him. But the way that, from what I've seen, venom works is it coagulates your blood, so effectively it clogs you.
Yeah,
Right? How does your blood develop an immunity to that?
blood. Your body starts producing blood thinners. Like literally, it starts producing blood thinners. Your blood becomes. You can immediately send proteins to thin the blood.
Got you. And so what happens is, so you have some snakes that will inject you with venom, and they're not strong enough to necessarily fight the way your body's fighting it, right?
Yeah.
And then you have some that are so strong that your body can't do shit
Can't do
against. It
shit.
can't work fast enough against.
Exactly.
Okay. And so
And
what you're
plus,
saying is
plus
you're
it might not
basically
have
telling your body.
developed. It might not have developed the ways to do it. He has to
You know,
program
you
it.
know what
Though.
Dorian told me
Huh.
that day? He got bit by a cobra.
No shit.
Dry bite though. He was sleeping, and that shit bit him. He told me like scorpions and stuff too.
Damn.
He was asking me, "Y'all got snakes out here?" I was like, just python. They venomous? No. You good? You good?
I mean, we do have cottonmouths. but you have to be
Yeah,
like
but
in that area.
nah, you're
We
not
don't
gonna
have
see
them
that
around
out
here.
here.
Yeah, we don't have
I think the
cottonmouths out
only venomous animal you're gonna really have here around here is spiders. Like, what other venomous animal do you have to worry
Yeah,
about?
Black Widow or
The
the
brown
Bronco
recluse.
and recluse. Black Widow. Brown recluse will fuck you up. Like you need usually like plastic surgery after that because
They're
it
just as
melts the
bad too.
fucking
Yeah,
yeah
those two are
melt.
really bad.
Mm,
But you know what's funny? Those because the black widow is also kind of lacrosse. I think that's how it's
recluse.
pronounced. Yeah, it's that species of spider. The black widow is just called that because the special name, but
Yeah.
it's also a species of lacrosse. And they were saying that a lot of times the reason that they're extremely venomous, but a lot of times that you see them so often here, and you wonder why don't more people like get bit and more people die from this? Like, why don't you hear it so often? Because you hear that they're so dangerous, right? I think I heard that. I may be wrong. I think that I heard that lacrosses have very like fragile fangs, and our skin can be very tough for them to be able to even puncture us. They're meant to puncture small insects
Small insect.
small insects and other like small things
Well,
that they're trying to eat.
Daddy long leg spider is known as one of the most poisonous
It
spiders in
is.
the world,
I think it is the
but he
most.
cannot
Yeah, but we
penetrate
all
our
see a
skin.
daddy long legs right now, and we're like chilling. We go pick
Yeah,
it up because I think its fangs are so small
small that he can
that
penetrate. Yeah.
it can't puncture into a human
Mm.
skin.
Yeah, so that's what we got so far for the hurricane, guys. We're all good. We didn't flood or anything. There were some areas that did get flooded in our area.
Yeah,
Debbie just brought a lot of water. If
yeah.
anything, Debbie just like flooded
I
everything.
went and fished the day after the hurricane, and the water was really high on the pond.
Yeah.
Yo, remember Miggy? We caught one of those, but a smaller one,
Much smaller.
Puffer fish?
a lot smaller, like the size of my hand. The same one though. We thought it was venomous because like, bro, those spikes they have like actual spikes on some of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we thought it was venomous.
I
We
never
didn't even
touch
wanna
them. I
touch it.
usually try
This
to
guy
fuck
don't give
them.
a fuck though. But
Yeah.
then again, this fucker goes looking for
Anything. I saw he's got gar, snook,
fucking-
snakes, gators. Nah, he's crazy. Fuck him.
this guy's nutty.
Let's see some of his stuff. Oh, look at that thing. The thing from Holes on the left. Those are fucking scary, bro. The way that they like
This one
open
almost
the
got
mouth.
me.
and
Check
that
out
they're,
this
like, the
stud
little vein.
Argus monitor. He is absolutely huge. I
That
love
thing will
him
kill
so
you.
much.
Yeah,
But
that thing
check
will
this
kill
out.
you.
It's about
the
to get
bacteria in
crazy.
its mouth will kill you.
I had a
Ooh, what do
friend
we
that
got here?
had one in a cage, like
Yoink.
he was keeping it, and he bit him, and he had to fucking get like antibiotics, all kinds of shit.
Yeah. It's not venomous. It's the bacteria they hold
Yeah,
in their
they'll
mouth.
fuck it up. Yeah.
This guy's a menace though.
Yeah, he's wild. Nah, that
I
snake's
just
too big.
yoinked this giant green anaconda.
See, that
She's
thing wraps
extremely
around you and
strong
she'll
and
fuck
big
you
enough
up.
to crush you, but I'm after a 20-foot man-eater, so we're gonna keep looking.
20-foot man.
Ooh, big caiman. Yoink. These spectacle caiman are nothing but
Yo,
raw
caiman are aggressive
explosive
as fuck.
power, and
Yeah.
I would only recommend a professional.
We do
doing
have
something
Florida
like this.
crocodiles,
Something even
guys. If you ever
crazier
wanted,
happened.
we do
The
have
next day we
We
crocodiles
do
caught
have
an
Florida
even bigger
crocodiles, but
green
the
anaconda.
alligator
This
is
one
the
was
more
even
common.
stronger
Yeah.
and probably 70 pounds heavier.
And
You
the
definitely
reason we
don't
have
want her to get a
pythons
big, heavy
is
coils
because
on you,
people
but I
literally
love
boat
this big
pythons
girl,
couldn't
and I'm
take care
still
of them and
after
throw
the
them in
20-footer.
Everglades.
Right
That's
here, I'm
the
playing
only
with a
reason we
giant
have
That's not a
pythons.
alligator.
na-
For
that's why
and
Sweet.
iguana, same
Now
shit.
let's step it up a notch.
That's
Right
why they're
here, this little
invasive.
snake made
Somebody went out their way to create an account called 20 Feet Green Anaconda to say, "Can you stop bullying my family?"
That's crazy. Nah, he's tripping. Look at those little teeth. You know, my boss, he was telling me stories of when he was a kid growing up, and the anaconda situation became a big thing in Miami and the Everglades. That he used to go as a kid and sure, yeah, put it there. I'll shout you out as being a great sister.
Hello.
What's it called? He told me about how he used to go into the Everglades with his buddies as a kid and like collect snakes, and they knew a pet shop that they'd go to and sell them for like $5-10 a piece, and that's how he made money as a kid and shit.
That's cool. Yeah, so anacondas is a big thing. Like there's a open, like you literally right now can go bring a little air gun and go out there in the waters of Everglades and just shoot anacondas and iguanas all day long. Nobody gonna say shit.
No.
No one. No
I
one will
think
say
gators
anything.
aren't protected either. They're invasive at this point.
Gators?
Yeah, bro, they're everywhere. Because they've
Yeah.
gone from the Everglades and now we have gators all the way up into coastal North Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We have gators everywhere, yeah.
are gators considered an invasive species? ChatGPT, please.
Oh, by the way, guys, ChatGPT is on the phone. You can download it, original app
Yeah.
from
For a
ChatGPT on
while.
your phone. I didn't know this, but alligators are not considered invasive species. Well, they can be because they're native.
They are native, but sometimes the native animals get a little crazy. Due to things like pythons and other shit being introduced,
Yeah.
you know?
Now, in Florida, we have invasive species of lionfish, iguanas,
Bro, yeah.
pythons, And there's also now a new one, which is a bass. It's a peacock bass. That's
Really?
wreaking havoc.
I didn't know peacock bass was invasive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
they're invasive.
it's an aquarium fish that now became a thing.
So peacock bass are like known for like growing pretty fucking big.
Big.
And can you find peacock here in this in St. Pete?
I
Like
don't
in
know
the
if
lakes and
here.
stuff?
I don't know if here, but I know in
In
Orlando
South
and
Florida, yes,
Miami,
like,
Orlando areas.
center Florida, but southern mostly.
So around here you're just gonna catch normal like largemouth.
Large,
Yeah.
Do you
large
catch
mouth and
mouth?
smallmouth.
Do you catch smallmouth around here? Okay.
Mhm.
I've only caught 2 largemouth so far.
Yeah. In that lake that we go to, there's large and smallmouth.
Oh, there's smallmouth as well.
I caught them there.
I know in the lakes in Kansas City, some of them have carp.
Yeah, they do.
That one that we go to also has carp.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you're not gonna catch carp on a swim bait.
The vegetation was really, really, really bad like a year and a half ago at that lake.
I remember when I went as a kid cast netting over there that we lost the cast net. I was the dumbass that had to get in and go get it out of that lake. Bro, it's full of vegetation, like really full. And I noticed that when we've been going lately, that yeah, you snag here and there like on shit, but it doesn't really actually catch on it hard, and there's not that much like there used to be.
Yeah, they put some carp in there.
So
They just ate at it.
to fish for carp, the only way you fish for carp
Bread.
that I know, because back home that's what they fish. You basically come in and for like a week straight, you chum that water with the food that get the fish to get used to that every day they're gonna get food right in that spot, and then you use the same thing of chum. You make this little tiny bowl on top of a hook,
Yeah, I've seen
And-
the way they fish
yeah.
for carp. Yeah,
or you put this little cage that has that chum
but I
in
don't
it,
think
and you
was
throw it
really-
in and you
it's-
sit and wait. That's how you catch carp. You just sit and wait.
I don't really see carp being like a real big game fish though, right? Like,
No,
people don't
it's
really
not.
fish for carp.
No, you can eat it. You can definitely eat it. People don't like to eat carp in United States, but everywhere else in the world, carp.
I think it's because of
fish
how
that you
dirty
eat.
the waters are here.
I mean,
Like,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
eat anything out of any of the ponds we catch.
Oh
Never.
no, not out of the ponds, but actual lakes. You know where you catch the carp.
Yeah.
The thing with carps is it's a bony fish.
You know what?
It's
I
got
was
a
very,
lot of bones
very
in it.
surprised because I remember catching bass and like going and getting stuff as a kid in the cast net. And like, bro, when we went, listen to this. This is we did some delinquencies as a child. We're kids, so I'll tell it. We went to that lake, right? It's the same lake we would go to fish now, right? And we went with my buddy. It was Rodolfo, me and Rodolfo's friend from middle school. His name was James, I think. His mom lives right around the corner still. We go over there with his cast net, bro, and he caught probably 4 to like 6 bass. Like one cast net. Boom. He takes like 2 or 3 of them home and puts them in a tank, bro. He had those bass in a tank for so long, and then I think they got too big or whatever. Bass grow really fast, apparently. Like really,
I mean, you
really
feed them,
fast.
and they're pretty much growing anything if you feed them enough. You know.
That shit was funny. I remember. And then we got in trouble at that lake for cast netting. After going so many times, we got in trouble because there's a big ass sign that says no cast netting.
Yeah.
I went the other day and there was 2
Dude,
kids.
There's
There was 2 kids with I think maybe older brother or dad. I don't know. They were cast netting.
yeah.
And they were fishing too, but they were also cast netting.
I think it could have been the same people that came up to me. I was fishing, and they came up to me as soon as I caught a fish. They weren't catching shit, and they ran up to me. They were like, "Are you keeping that fish?" I hadn't even fucking unhooked the fish. I was trying to take a picture with it, and I give the fish. I didn't have a problem, but I was like, "Damn, y'all fucking cast netting out there for fucking bass is crazy."
Bro, that shit's crazy. You know what's funny? You know how that guy told us, that guy that told us he has like over 25 tagged fish or whatever in the lake? Imagine all those kids just eating them.
Look at this tag. Yep. Fuck that.
All those kids are just eating this tagged fish because they thought like I never caught the same one twice. And we was thinking about it, you know, maybe it's because all this shit is connected. They can swim in and out when the water level rises through the inlets and go to different ponds in the area. Like they can swim through that shit and go to Leslie. You never know. But now that I think about it, maybe them jits are just eating that shit.
That's probably what's happening.
That's fucking crazy.
Apparently, they wanted to keep it for an aquarium.
Oh yeah.
That's bullshit. That was bullshit.
They were gonna
The way
munch on
he
that
said
shit.
it did not seem like that shit was.
Can I
going
keep
to
that
the
fish?
aquarium.
He gonna eat it. He gonna eat it. I don't know. I
I
mean,
wouldn't touch it. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
touch a
eat.
bass.
I wouldn't eat bass out of any of the lakes here. Like if we went up north and we went bass fishing with some rednecks or whatever, and they eat bass and they prepare it and they make me some bass nuggets, I'll give it a shot. Right in a clean lake that I see. Like we go to Lake of the Ozarks, whatever the fuck it is, like clean lakes. But the water here, the
You don't
fucking
have to go
ponds
that
here.
far, bro. All
I'm
you
just
have to
saying, like
get
you know
the
what I'm
Three
saying.
Sisters.
I'm
Three
just saying,
Sisters.
or even like Center Florida in a clean lake and catch fish.
No, but Homosassa, bro. That's all you have
That's
to
what
do
I'm
is
saying,
clean
but-
water right there.
Local waters. I ain't eating no fish out of that shit. Mm-mm. Even the mangroves at the dock kind of sketch me out because they're just so close
Mm-hmm.
to all the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
That's crazy.
bro, like the fish are just swimming in our shit, basically.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
And we're in the fucking bay. You're fishing in the
We're
bay.
in the bay.
If you're fishing on the other side, okay, Gulf of Mexico, I get it.
Yeah, no, that's why
But
I love
on
when
this
we
side,
go
bro,
out-
like the
out fishing.
pure side.
Y'all asking for too much, but y'all still catching the fish inshore and eating the fish inshore.
Yeah, we
When
do.
I mean, I haven't had any inshore fish in a very long time.
It's all right. You can afford it.
Not that I can. Afford. I usually don't
No, I
eat
mean, like,
fish.
I don't know.
I mean, if the
I've
day's bad
definitely
enough, you
have.
can just go to Publix real
Like, we
quick,
used to
get
go to-
you,
I-
get you
I-
a nice big old red snapper. You didn't have to go offshore for.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But then, what's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, if you do go offshore, that's the most expensive fish you'll ever catch.
You ever had some bass, Miggy?
Some bass? No, I've been tempted lately to try.
Why don't we make a Why don't we make a trip
Miggy like
one
the
day?
next big and we catch. You might fry that
Some
bitch
big
up.
old
Why don't we
fillets.
make a weekend trip? Get an Airbnb, but like in mid Florida, one of those lakes that we know that you can catch something.
You never know you can catch anything with.
Well,
fresh
no,
water,
that
bro.
you know
That
that
shit's
you know that's
crazy.
a prime spot for catching, right?
Okay.
Or fishing, and then because Airbnb in the middle of Florida ain't gonna cost shit, especially if it's nowhere next to anything. You probably pay $50
We're
for a
gonna have to
night
go
of
buy a whole bunch of
5-bedroom
NLBNs.
house.
Stack up on the NLBNs.
Well, NLBNs, and then get the live worms. You know, get a couple of fishing poles
No, we
where you
definitely
can
would
just
get a bunch of different, bunch of different kinds of bait, lures, whatever, anything. You gotta have a variety when if you're going on a trip. You gotta have a variety.
yeah, because you never know what.
It's not the
bites.
same as me going four
But
blocks
For
down.
me, honestly, I would want to catch river trout. That's what I would want to catch. Because
I
my
do,
They gotta
opinion-
go fly
I
fishing.
do
want to
catch for other species too, like gars and
Yeah, that'd be cool to catch a gar.
snakeheads.
yeah, gar, snake.
Snakehead is like the number one like game fish for freshwater in Florida. I've heard.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like just game fishing, like snakehead is like top tier. Like especially when you catch a big one. Like I follow this guy that he's constantly going out to do like he does like the small little clips, the reels, and they're pretty cool. He's like trying to catch my first tarpon or whatever, or trying to set the Florida snakehead record. He's chasing that shit. It's pretty interesting to watch. There's a lot of good fishing.
I look, you want to pick up some topwater frogs and fish. For
I've been
some
low-key
bass.
want to try that. You know where that shit would be fire is at my job. Oh, bro, the lake right next to the UFC gym in Largo.
I asked you, motherfucker. I was like, you
Bro, we
think there's
can't
some
do it.
bass in there?
We can't do it. I tried. I had my look. I went fishing the other day right for the hurricane. The next day I had to work. But when I went fishing, I went directly to clean the account. Then I went to Emily's house. I had my poles in the car and everything. The bait caster, everything. I got to work. I'm chilling, and I was like about to go on lunch. And I asked my boss, like, "You think I'd get in trouble if I fish the lake?" He's like, "Yeah, probably." And I was like, "All right, I ain't gonna do it then. I'll listen to you." But bro, that shit's full of lily pads. Full of lily pads on the edge. I'm sure a topwater frog would work awesome there.
I would want to do a trout, freshwater river trout.
See, but
In my opinion,
I
that's
think
like
you
the
have to do fly.
cleanest fish, bro.
I think you have to do fly fishing for that. No,
you
because
do.
they go after skeeters, like
It-
different mosquitoes and flies and stuff.
you
Like
do-
insects.
you-
The trout, like freshwater
You
trout.
don't necessarily.
That's what I always see. Like the fly fishermen, they always just catching trout. That's what I see. And I've never
Yeah, but
seen any of the guys
you
using
can
like.
catch trout and other stuff.
Yeah,
So
because
you
in
just-
Lithuania they would catch it not fly, because fly fishing was not popular at all in Lithuania. They would catch it with spinning rods.
Bro, I've been
the
watching
most
guys fly fishing.
inefficient fucking way to fish.
I didn't know
What?
this.
Fly fishing.
Yeah,
I didn't know this, but man, motherfuckers been fly fishing on saltwater recently.
yeah.
I've been seeing guys going fly fishing on
With
saltwater,
jacks, huge jacks.
catching jacks, catching snook,
Some people do.
catching
Well-
salmon.
So some of these new fly fishing rods, bro, like they can put on some they can put on some like resistance, like 25, 30 pounds of drag and stuff like that.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't think I'd ever want to get into fly fishing. It looks too complicated to me.
It is very complicated. It's a skill, definitely. That's you do this shit when you retire and you have a little fucking river by your, I don't know, some camp house that you
I'm just gonna
bought.
use my
Like
bait
just
caster.
you drinking whiskey all day. You're just fucking drunk and throwing that shit in. Hopefully you're gonna catch something. You know that's
You
what
guys
you
seen
do.
at those fishing convention, those little jets that stand at they have like water set up, and they have like I saw this kid the other day. He's like 4 years old, bro, and he's whipping that shit around, whipping it. He gets to fly all the way to the end, and the caption was just like, "I wish I could throw like that." And the kid's like 4 years old,
Yeah.
whipping that shit.
Yeah, fly fishing. It's all about like how much, like just like you're using a 2000 reel, right? Like, cause like the fight is, it's all about the fight, right? Like
Yeah.
some people that catching it for food, they don't give a shit about the fight. They're just trying to get the fish out.
I
You're fighting it
I
to
like
fight
it for
it.
both.
Yeah,
I like both, right? I love eating fish, making ceviche, and doing whatever. At the same time, I also love the fight because that shit's so fun.
yeah.
Like so fun. Like we went the other day with Mickey and we caught 2 jacks because school of jacks went by. We caught some real nice jacks. It was an amazing fight. We didn't eat them because Jose wanted to keep them to go shark fishing.
Yeah.
Right, he wanted to keep them as bait to go shark fishing with Leo. And but that was the most fun fight. We never even ate the fish, and it was awesome.
I
It
don't
was
know,
on
man.
4,000. He was ripping line.
So, I have a topic today.
Tell me.
Apparently, some
Apparently.
girl came out and is now trying to get Alex Pereira in trouble
Oh, so okay,
for
you
a
mentioned this.
grape.
Can
So-
we look this up? Can we see what's the like? some
Yeah, I have the
official-
whole
official
article.
stuff
I have
on
the
this?
whole
All right,
article for you.
perfect.
So click
I
on the
like- I wanna
article.
see this.
It's right there. The next, there we go. This is no, not this one. I posted it on Discord. It's got a whole
The
article.
article
about-
went down.
He went down. You
Mm.
can't pull it up anymore, cause he had everything on there, bro. He had her TikToks and that right there. There we go.
Wow.
There you go. TikToker excuses Alex Pereira off grape. Now go down a little bit more, and I want you to play these videos, and I want you guys to listen, and I want your opinion on this. I've already heard it. It can get long, but I've already heard this whole thing.
Do we have to listen to all of it?
10
10
minutes?
dog. No, we're not gonna listen to 10 minutes.
Nah,
of
give me
her
the
rambling.
recap, it dog.
You do it fast. Do double time.
You can't
Dude.
fucking double time this.
Okay,
Yeah, you
this
can.
is like my 40th time trying to make this video, so
Settings,
I'm gonna try to do
double
it again
time
without
it.
crying.
You gotta triple time this
There's
shit.
no point. I'm not gonna understand it.
Yeah, you will,
I
bro.
don't even know
Just
the
double
backstory
time.
to this. I can't even get to it.
Lower the screen.
It won't let him.
Oh. That's fine. Just play it.
Alex Pereira's assistant, translator. I don't
All right,
know who
I'll
he
give
is
you
to
the
them.
rundown.
His name is Mel.
Yeah, let's do that.
My friend.
Just talk to us, Jay.
Yeah, so this is what happens. So this girl gets approached by Alex Pereira's assistant. Her and her friend get approached. This is in New York. And they say, hey, you want to hang out with Alex Pereira, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, okay, where? Oh, meet us at this place. So they go to this hotel or whatever. They're walking there, mind you. They're walking there. They get to this place, and then they're waiting and waiting. And then they called us and like, hey, where are you guys? You said at this time. They're like, well, Alex still want to hang out with the people that he is right now. We're not coming yet, but we'll come later. And then they finally show up late. These bitches are still there and waiting, right? They show up literally late, and they're like, and these girls are like, all right, well, let's go party now. And Alex is like, no, I'm tired. I'm just going to go up in my room. If y'all want to come, more than welcome. So they all go to the room. Alex just pretty much like takes off his clothes, gets in the bed. And everybody's like, oh, to her, like, get in the bed with her. She's like, I feel uncomfortable doing this, blah, blah, blah. She gets in the bed with him. Mind you, this girl is an OnlyFans creator.
Okay.
Right? Gets in the bed with him. At first, I was uncomfortable. He was pushing for it. He tried to take my socks off. Mind you, I had blisters because I was walking downtown New York all day waiting for him. Now, she gets in the bed with him, and then apparently he stuck his fingers in her rectum.
Okay.
And then at one point, she says, well, he's damn near fisting me.
Uh-huh.
So she's trying to say that he raped her.
Uh-huh.
But the whole thing, I was listening to her, and to me that sounds either fake or it sounds that she's like, oh, it's Alex Pereira, I'm about to make a bag. And
Okay.
that, or be his like little sugar baby or girlfriend or whatever. And that didn't pan out. And she's like throwing a fit. Because to me, if that happened, why are you on TikTok and not with
Okay,
authorities?
now let's see what's happening like with the authorities, like what's going on there.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there anything being filed? Like Paul versus Pereira says it up there.
mhm.
Oh no, this is a boxing thing. Uh,
This is not. I think that's it.
okay, so she just put this out and never like
Never
filed
went
any
to
charges.
authorities. Never did anything. Just put it on TikTok and never put charges in, right? Um, so to me, this whole thing sounds made up by her because it didn't work in her favor. And number two, if you are uncomfortable, why don't you leave the room? Nobody's holding you there. They told her to go in a bed with her. She went in a bed with him. Why did you go? You know what I mean? Like, what made you to do that? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. And then she says, I've had these situations happen to me in the past, blah, blah. So it's like, what?
No solid evidence has been presented to back up her claims.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that she's coming out and she's saying these things. Now, if it's true, if it is true, Alex Pereira should be like prosecuted to the fullest of the extent of the law. But if it's not true, then what? Now she's labeling him as a rapist. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on this?
She's gonna get defamation.
What is she gonna do? They got defamation. She got no money.
I think.
What is she gonna pay?
Well, she's gonna get defamation.
And then what?
Whatever money she does have.
I
They
think
won't-
that
I don't think that's
there
never
have
gonna
been
happen.
cases that have already happened
That's my
where
opinion.
yes, the guys did definitely take a massive effect. People like Johnny Depp lost his deal with Disney. People like Jonathan Majors lost their deal with Marvel.
Yeah.
Even after things came out and didn't seem the way they thought they were when they fired these people, right? And
Yep.
even after they came out and said, okay, well, for example, I mean, the Johnny Depp thing was a little bit different, right? Because there was both proof of abuse on both sides at the end of the day, right? Of course, hers was on a whole nother level, apparently, from what everyone was saying. I never watched a documentary or anything like that. Apparently, there is a whole documentary on it. Jonathan
Prime,
Majors,
I
though,
believe.
they apparently ended up dropping the charges and everything proved to be false, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
And still nothing, no deal from Marvel. They canceled them still.
So the reason
stuff.
this would not happen, the reason she won't get prosecuted is because there is this thing where they don't want to do that because that would prevent other women that are truly in this position going out there and saying something because with
They
the
would
fear
skip-
that
they would
with the
be proven-
fear that
say-
now they're labeled somebody like a pariah and they don't win the case. That's why they would never prosecute this girl. But that's not the problem. The problem is the aftermath because people don't care about what happens
what I was gonna say though
during the
is,
years to come, right? They care
in the
about the
aftermath,
situation.
yes, they received those negative effects, but at the end of the day, I feel like some people that were hating Johnny Depp when they finally saw everything, they like revised their decision on hating Johnny Depp. Is what I mean.
Well,
right. So
I
think in the
I think people that hated Johnny Depp still hate him. They still don't believe that court case.
no, I think maybe not hated, but people that believe that what was coming out in the beginning, which was all her stuff, right? That was true. And
Those
that
people
and,
still, I think those people are
Mm.
still saying that she's
not
right.
necessarily. I mean, I could say that when I first heard of all the things that she was saying before he got to say his word, it sounds just like an abusive relationship, right? Because that's the way she painted it, and a lot of people believe that.
But
And,
there was all lies.
and then there was not necessarily all lies.
Well, that was
right?
all lies because he never hit her. He never did any of those things.
I thought he did hit her.
No, they even said it. She painted that shit on with the
Well, I know
makeup.
there was that, right? That's what I'm saying. To a certain point, there was an extreme effect on her side,
Yeah.
right? Like, but
He
I
never
think
did
there
that. He might have been abusive with words with her,
Okay.
but nowhere
So he
near
never
her.
actually hit her. Okay, I thought.
No,
they-
never hit her, never abused her, or never anything, bro. If anything, he broke like she broke glass, and then he ended up cutting them near, like cutting
I
off
know
his
he- I know
finger.
he fucked up his hand. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he never really.
What I was gonna say though is that in the end, yes, they received those massive effects that were detrimental.
And
but,
then what
like,
happened to her?
The masses in the end, I think, kind of went back on Depp's side, or for
Yeah.
example,
Look
Jonathan
up-
Major's side.
Yeah, look up Amber Heard latest movie deal, and how much she's gonna make.
Didn't they cut her from DC as well, from the Aquaman movies and shit? No new movies. No projects.
But what do you mean? Amber Heard appears to not have any more movie projects coming up following her move to Spain. But before that,
Nothing, bro.
she got a movie deal after that.
In the Fire. First movie after the Depp trial.
There you go. How much did she get paid for it?
First movie after the Depp trial. Doesn't mean that this movie wasn't already in effect before
Well,
the
they,
trial
but they
happened.
didn't cancel it.
Yeah, because maybe it's too far to be canceled.
Well, they canceled all the fucking movies of the
They weren't too
Depp.
far to be canceled.
Man, I think it's just, if you're gonna do it to both. You know what I mean? I want some equality here.
No, she definitely got hit in the end.
It only earned $21,000 at the box
Oh, it
office.
was a small film.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Million settlement. There you go. Johnny Depp donates Amber Heard's 1 million settlement to charities. News: Johnny Depp doesn't Amber Heard's 1 million settlement.
Same thing.
That's 1 million, bro.
Well,
He
that's
lost $300 million with this
The
whole
deal.
allegations. That's $1 million settlement, man. Think about it for a minute.
I don't have to. I don't have that type of money.
I thought so he didn't lose 300. He was off. He said that he wouldn't do it even for 300K, and they offered him 301. He still said no or whatever.
Yeah, but those movies that were planned, they were gonna gross that. He was
for
gonna
him?
get paid that.
No, I don't think so.
I thought maybe I misunderstood, but he was
I think
gonna
the
get paid
300
like a
the
huge
three-
amount of money,
The
and he got
300K
canceled.
value was like something about him getting paid and like them coming and trying to offer to him, and he said no or something.
What does it say, Miguel?
The franchise, which is streaming with Disney Plus subscription, has been out of theaters for a number of years now. Although the studio was reportedly developing 2 different attempts at a reboot, Depp isn't coming back to Pirates, but rumors claim the new star is about to sign on, and it's a great choice.
So let me ask you this:
That's a great character. Have you watched
put
those
in
movies?
how much money did Johnny Depp lose because of Amber Heard?
Have you watched those movies?
Which ones?
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, they're good. They're super good.
That's a great franchise, and he's an amazing actor in those movies. I mean, he's an amazing actor in general, Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm. So from Amber Heard, yeah, there you go.
40 million.
40 million.
There you go.
Sheesh.
40 million, and publicly dragged his name through mud and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know,
She
man.
paid
It's
for it at the end of the day.
it's a catch-22. You know what I mean?
Because then
No, I don't think so.
It is a catch-22
then
because
she
how
has
do you
to-
make this better, right? Where women are not afraid to come forward with this, and at the same time you prosecute the ones that say that give lies.
I don't make laws.
You know what I mean? It's a very
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
and
favorite.
another thing I just saw. I don't know if I posted that clip, but this guy came out. Remember, you guys heard of that, right? Men versus Bear,
Yeah.
where they approach women and they ask, "Who would you rather, if you're walking in the woods, who would you rather encounter, a man or a bear?" And a lot of women are choosing a bear, right? But then the guy goes, "Okay, why don't we modify the question a little bit? If you're walking in the woods, who would you rather encounter, a bear or a black man? What would be the response?" See what I mean?
Okay.
Now, what do you think the response would be on that? I think that would be
They're
like,
gonna try and be PC because they're on a camera.
yeah, they would say the man, right?
Because in their head, that makes them think they're PC when it's not, right? It's some bullshit. But in their head, it makes them think that.
Yeah,
If they're
Dude.
if they're
Yeah.
that kind of
And
person, or
these,
whatever. I don't
these
know.
questions are being asked to women.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
as-
straight up.
As a
The whole
guy,
thing. This is
it
how the
doesn't
whole thing
fucking
started.
Matter.
This is how the whole thing started. There was this wife and a husband. The wife, they were out in the woods and they see a black bear. The wife wants to take a picture with a black bear close by. Husband goes, "No, don't do it. Don't do it." She's like, "Don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do whatever I want to do." "Hey, don't do it. The bear is dangerous." "Don't tell me what to do." She approaches the bear, gets mauled by it.
Hey, you guys.
And then from there, this bubbled into something completely different where women are like, "Well, you don't imagine what men can do to you in a wood, blah, blah. I'd rather die than live with this, like with what the men can do to you." But none of this is logical, right? None of this is logical. All the grape cases, majority of grape cases happen by somebody that's very close. It's a family member or a family friend that knows the person. It's not just a random person that does this, right? And there's no proof that a random person would just attack you in the woods. It's just in my opinion, it's just unsubstantiated fear that women have of men. But then you throw
Well, it's
in
the
a color.
preconception of man and woman and man stranger being alone in an
Well,
environment.
the man
That's
would grape her or
yeah.
do something to her. That's the whole misconception. Like automatically, this is what they go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just we precondition our society to hate, especially our women, to hate men. Number one.
What would you rather run into?
What would I rather run
Ready?
into?
I'm gonna give you one.
Mhm.
A group of 5 men
Mhm.
that are wearing other people's skin, so they're clearly cannibals.
Yeah.
Or a bear,
The 5 men that wear in other people's skin.
but they're gonna eat you.
It doesn't matter. At least I have a fighting chance. With the bear, I don't.
With 5 other men, you don't
Yes.
have a fighting chance.
It doesn't matter. At least I'm taking one with me. I'm taking 2 with me.
You're not taking nothing with the bear.
Bro, I'm taking one with me. I would stand there and say, listen, I know you're going to kill me. I'm okay with that. But I'm taking at least one of you with me. Who's going to be the first one?
You're gonna be eating me and one of your friends.
That's okay. That's okay, bro. That's okay. At least I'll have a fighting chance. With a bear, you have 0 fighting chance. Absolutely
Fuck
0.
that.
Turn
I
to
have
John
a
Wick.
running chance with the bear. The bear might become disinterested versus what
No, you
said,
don't.
4 or 5.
You don't.
Even
You
3,
don't.
Even 3
Ready? You
humans
don't.
who are
Can I-
actually fucking
You
Ready?
don't.
Can I be
You
honest
don't.
there?
You don't.
You, if the bear wants you, you don't have a running chance.
You
That
can't
thing
climb
will catch
trees.
you within 20 meters.
Sure.
If
You
you're running.
cannot climb trees because they climb trees better than you.
Humans are
Like a fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
humans are indespicable people, especially if you already have if you already know that they're cannibals. It's just like, why would you even?
But because that's the
How
whole
many-
idea.
so
It's like going to
Mickey-
Sentinel Island.
Miggy, what if it was like, how many cannibals would it have to be where you would choose the cannibals versus the bear? Like 2
Over the bear?
3, yeah. How many
None.
cannibals do you think
2.
you can take on?
2
2?
because he said 4, and I was like, yeah, there's no fucking.
No, bro. Like, how? Well, why would you? Why?
I love that I
Bro,
asked this
you-
question.
But at least you have a fighting chance. You don't have. You have a 0 fighting chance with a bear. 0, absolutely none whatsoever. There's not even a 1% chance that you're winning against a bear. Not even one.
Yeah,
There's not a fucking chance you're winning against
Especially
4
if it's
cannibals.
Especially
You
if
ever
it's
seen
a
John Wick?
white bear.
He's not John Wick though.
It doesn't matter. Especially if
He's
it's a
Cinder
white
Block
bear.
J,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Especially if it's a white bear, bro. Like the brown bears and black bears, they're usually like, they'll eat meat, but they're more chase like the fruits and things like that, red shrubs.
And the cannibals are completely unarmed. They're just wearing the skin. No, unarmed.
Yeah, I'm taking on cannibals. I don't give a fuck, bro. Because if I'm in the woods, I'm at least have a knife with me or some sort of a gun with me.
No, you
you
don't
try
have
to
nothing.
shoot a bear, bro.
You
I
have
have
nothing.
nothing. Still, I'm
Yeah.
picking up, still
Yeah,
picking
you
up
have
a
nothing.
stick and I'm going at it, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I'm fighting through this. Like especially if think about a white bear, bro. White bears that
Oh, you
No,
mean like
no.
a polar bear?
a polar bear, yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're in Antarctica. All they eat is fucking penguins and seals. They're
They eat
literally
meat.
conditioned
They eat
to
meat
track
only.
you down, and they don't stop.
That's what they say about polar bears. That's why they're so dangerous, because that's all they eat is meat
Yeah.
only. Bears in like the forest, they can find berries and they eat honey and they eat other shit. But a polar bear, meat.
You're fucked.
And they only eat meat every so often because you're in the middle of fucking Antarctica or whatever.
And right now, polar bear has been crossing into our forest, and they've been crossbreeding with American grizzly. So now you have this crossbreed of grizzly
How are they
and
getting
a
here
polar
through
bear.
Canada?
I don't fucking know, man.
That doesn't make any sense.
Look up. Polar bears crossbreeding. They've been spotting these bears that are crossbred between.
There's
polar
no way they
bears
could live over here, even in the coldest
Bro,
parts.
they are, man. They're moving down this
Oh,
way.
okay. So growlars in Canada's Arctic remains the only confirmed example of hybrid offspring. So not in the U.S. yet,
Not yet.
but in Canada.
Look at it,
That's
bro.
a scary,
That's a scary
fucking
motherfucker,
thing.
man.
Because polar bears, the way that they carry their mass is insane. Like they're just so big.
Yeah. And just a simple idea that some of these girls are so indoctrinated by this nonsense, and they will choose a bear over a human a man that. As a matter of fact, if I see a woman in the woods,
May I say something? I feel like the way you said that is so wrong. indoctrinated into this nonsense. Don't you think they're just so scared? Like that's the way it
Yes.
goes on in their head.
Yeah.
But it's not indoctrinating in nonsense. It's
Because
them have
as I
genuine,
said, if you
genuine fear.
as I said, well, they indoctrinated to hate white men, right? Because as I said, if you
Well, white
substitute
men,
a
men,
white,
and men in general.
well, if you substitute a white man with a black man, the answer
No,
completely
not
different.
necessarily. I don't think that's always going to change it. I think in general it's men. Like I'm saying, they're just being PC when they say yes. So in reality, they want to still say no.
Yeah, bro, I just don't know. Like majority of men, are literally here to protect the fucking society, to build the roads, build the electrical grid. They're not here to fucking vandalize and kill fucking women. Like I just don't believe in that.
What is this? A zonky?
Yeah.
Zonky.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know
anyway.
this could
let's talk-
happen, but
let's talk
apparently
about-
donkeys can breed
Oh yeah, yeah.
zebras.
Put
talk
some of
about the
those makeup
Olympics.
things. If you ever tell me that makeup is not a filter, bro, I don't want to hear it. Put that little clip I had for you. No,
I
not
don't know.
this one.
I think makeup is
One
just
of
the
first
extreme
ones.
of wearing clothing that looks good on you.
Go over. Yeah,
No, it's
that
also
right
a
there,
filter.
right there. You telling me makeup is not to
So is picking clothes,
catfish?
but so is picking the clothes that look best on you.
Bro, makeup is not
It's just-
catfish. Look at this.
No,
You
but
telling
I'm
me that's
saying-
not catfish?
I'm saying so at that with that logic, so is picking the clothes that look best on you. Why not
I
wear the
mean,
clothes that look shitty on you?
No, I understand that, but you can't hide ugly.
No, I'm
Look-
not saying it's not catfish or not. I agree.
I mean,
whatever.
if you're overweight, for example, I don't care what clothes you pick, you're gonna look overweight. If you're too skinny, no matter what clothes you pick, you're gonna look skinny.
I
But
look
makeup
way bigger.
literally changes
I look
the way
way
these
bigger
people
when I
look.
wear white versus when I wear black.
Like you can stop here, and then he goes into making fun of this lady, um, but makeup, Anyway, but that was that. Just
So
just for fun.
the Olympics. Biggie, you brought up a topic when we first
Oh,
started
have you
off.
seen those the Asian divers? I think they're Chinese, but the Asian divers.
Right. We want to talk about the 5-time gold medalist,
Yeah.
Mr. Lopez from Cuba. This guy retired after winning 5 gold medals back to back in the
And I
Olympics.
think the closest one that came to him was Alexander Karelin, who was a Russian.
And he's only got 3, I think.
Yes.
He's got 3 gold medals wrestling. This guy's got 5. So I think officially, from what I've heard, is the best wrestler,
all time.
like all-time Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Greco wrestling.
Greco-Roman, yeah.
Yes,
which
Greco-Roman.
is
You cannot
different.
touch the legs.
It's upper body. It's upper
only.
body wrestling. Yeah.
Okay, because I was watching it and I was like, this is fucking
Why
boring.
are they doing it like that? Yeah, you're thinking like grab his fucking leg.
The
yeah.
whole entire time, it's just these two people just not trying to be, in theory, passive. And then if they do get passive, one gets the point.
Yeah,
One
when they
goes
get a
under, the other
disadvantage
one
and
goes
shit.
on top. And it's just a game of trying to flip the other person over.
But see, here's the thing: the best fights you're gonna see in wrestling, any type of wrestling sport, the best fights when you get the best competitors, it's gonna be a boring ass fight. It's just gonna be boring as shit because they're both so good.
Yeah,
that
but
it's
but also I'm just
Nah, I
referring
mean,
to the way
I-
Greco wrestling works. It's just
I will say with freestyle,
Mhm.
freestyle is
Freestyle's fun.
very entertaining.
yeah, freestyle's fun.
Freestyle is very entertaining, and even with high level guys, because sometimes you get these guys like DC was talking about when he was wrestling. There was this Russian dude that came around, and he was just demolishing everyone, the best of the best. So there's just guys like that are you think, oh, these guys are number 1 and number 2, and number 1 is just that much better
Yeah.
than even number 2.
Is there tapping out people in,
No.
in
This
Greco-Roman?
is just point system.
Okay.
Point system or a pin, right? If you
Pin.
pin their shoulders
Okay.
Mhm.
to the mat. So like I've seen guys have, not necessarily a smothered choke, but like one of those big man chokes on one of these guys.
Yeah.
And he was it was so nasty too because the way he was holding up the guy's head and basically choking him would never allow him to put his shoulders to the mat.
Yeah.
Right? And then the guy started tapping and flailing his legs and tapping, and the dude's still holding him. And the ref's not doing anything because tapping don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then at the same time, he can't put his shoulders to the mat because the way he's holding his head up, it was so brutal. So brutal. I felt bad for that guy on the bottom because you could tell he was just like freaking out because something was either hurting or he was about to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I think it was one of those because it was a crank, like the way he was cranking his neck up. So I think it was just pain, which is even worse because, like, okay, go to sleep is one thing, but pain is a whole other thing.
But yeah, so he's literally did what no one could have done before, and that's 5 stars. That's 20 years of winning. 20 years. How old is he? I think he's like
Born 82.
82. So he's 41 years old.
40. He's about to be 42.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
That's like unheard of for like
And it's insane that
42 is not
a 41-year-old is going out there and beating young guys.
young
still.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought the
It's
Olympics.
like I beat your dad 20 years ago, and now I'm beating you.
I
That's
thought-
some shit.
I thought the Olympics were for only the younger people. I didn't know that like old ass competitors like this.
He's from Cuba. I mean, you got to look at it that way too. What country are they coming from?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, with the Americans, it's the young cats, especially with sports like this and boxing and stuff.
Yeah, because
But-
there's too much money. Like if they get hurt, it's just way too much money to lose. Like a lot. That's why our basketball team doesn't send out the best fucking players. It only the players go like
What
that
do you
want to
mean?
go.
They said LeBron.
They
and
did
all
send
these- do
LeBron, but
send
it-
the
They
best
sent
players.
the fucking all-star team.
They send the best players. They definitely do.
This Olympic Games, yes, but if you look previous Olympic Games,
always do.
They always
there was
do that.
college teams going.
No,
Look up 2 Olympic Games back.
you're
I'm
wrong.
telling you,
LeBron did.
they did
two Olympic
before
Games back
and now.
too. Bro,
they did before and now. You look up 8 years ago. It
They
was the
definitely
college
maybe
team.
have a little bit more of the younger guys, but they will always send the best, bro.
No, they were not. I'm telling you, they were not. And that was because they could get hurt, and the NBA did not allow that to happen. And LeBron was fine. He was like, I'm going for my own country. You know what I mean? And that's what happened.
Bro, it's not only LeBron, man. You've got KD, you got Luca, you got like the top guys
Right now,
And
yes,
look at
I
back in
agree.
the day, you had MJ, you had fucking
Yeah,
what's
that's
his name,
MJ.
and you had Magic.
Yeah, but
bro, they've
that was
always sent
that
the
was
best.
20 years ago. That was 20
We've
years
always been sending the best,
Back
bro.
then we
With,
were
with
sending
basketball,
fucking-
ago. We were not.
We were sending Larry Bird,
Yeah, but
Jordan,
that was
Magic.
that was
What?
Bro.
25 years ago.
okay.
That was many years ago.
Look at the Olympic team
Of
in
2000,
20, let's say 2012.
2012, yeah. Look up the Olympic basketball team of 2012.
Basketball Olympic team.
USA 2012.
You just changed it
Yeah.
different and put 2012. 2012 USA basketball Olympic team.
2012
USA
US
basketball.
Olympic basketball team.
Hmm.
Ready? You ready to see this, Jay? LeBron, KD, fucking
Harden.
Griffey.
Fuck.
You have Carmelo Anthony.
Bro,
You
there
have
was a year
you
where
got
they
Paul.
sent out the
you have Kobe.
There was
you
a
have
year-
James Harden.
go
Bro, that's
go
the
back
best
more.
of the best.
Go
my
back
dude.
more. Go back more.
1980s.
Not
What-
80s,
what-
not
give
80s,
me the
not
year.
90s.
Yeah,
Do
just
like
give
Give
me
me the fucking
just
year,
give me
bro.
the year.
Do-
I'm gonna
do-
call him out. I don't even watch basketball, and I know these guys.
2004.
All right,
Do
still,
2004.
Magic was still active
Or year
back then.
2000.
Jordan was still active back then.
Bro, 2004 is 2004 is probably a nasty team.
2004 Olympic. U.S. Olympic
Basketball.
basketball team.
My internet just said "fuck you," I guess.
Yeah. Fuck off. Yeah, pull up the team right there.
Let's see.
Not a single fucking person that you know of.
Yeah, because also it might be from an era that I don't understand.
2000. I'm telling you, this
Yeah,
era,
fucking-
they won. The team only
Look
won
at 2004.
bronze.
Look. 2004 Olympic USA team. That's LeBron. That's Anthony.
Right there. Why the 2004 U.S. Olympic team won bronze? There was literally said that they won
Allen
bronze.
Iverson. You have Carmelo Anthony. You have LeBron James. Lamar Odom.
Bro, go back.
Tim Duncan. Bro, those are
Go
fucking
back. Go back. Go back.
beasts, especially
back.
in that time.
No. The other one that you had selected.
Dwayne Wade.
No, the other picture. Yeah. Click on a wide. See that right there. Click on it.
You're thinking the title is gonna validate your
Yeah,
reason.
they
bro.
won
That's-
bronze, bro.
Okay,
This
does
was
it-
a big thing because everybody was celebrating winning against the United States, and they only won bronze, and that was because they sent the college team.
It's not.
Did you not
it's
just say
not.
that was not the college team?
It's not
Tim
rare
Duncan,
for the
Dwayne
U.S.
Wade.
to lose though.
Yeah, the
They lose.
European European basketball is
in
awesome.
Spain almost fucks the U.S. basketball team. The French are now about to go against them.
United
for
States
gold.
was undefeated throughout the years. No one ever.
No,
defeated-
I'm not, I'm
the
not
only
telling you
comes
they're
down-
not, but it's not impossible for teams to beat them. They have
Pull up
beaten them
how many
before.
times United States has won Olympic Games gold medal,
Like 80% of the times.
They always send the
and
best.
it's no, they don't.
Jay, you're saying you looked at one piece of evidence that showed you they sent college players, and we have now showed you how many pieces of evidence that they have sent.
Bro, I
Monsters.
don't remember the year. 16 of the 19, bro. And then the times that they didn't win. Why?
Well,
Why United
because-
States did not win a
they-
gold in Olympic basketball?
Because they fucking lost. What?
Well, yeah, because it wasn't the greatest players. That's why they lost.
Yeah.
But you at the
Every
start
game
of,
they
wait,
were
wait,
winning
wait,
40
wait, wait.
points,
Let's
man.
cycle back real quick. You at the beginning of this conversation said up until about 2 or
Yes.
3 to 4 Olympic games that they weren't sending the best.
Exactly. I
We
didn't
just
know the date. Yeah,
but
that's
we
why I
just
said 2,
proved
3,
that
4. I don't know.
those all from 2 to 4, we went back almost 8.
Yeah, but I don't
And they still
remember
have
what
them.
you not hear what I'm saying. I don't remember which year it was. This specifically said NBA did not want their players to go because of the injuries. Some players said, "Fuck you, we're gonna go anyway," but not all the players went.
Okay, not all the players, but they're still
Correct, but
sending
it's
the
not
best.
the best of the best. It's half of the team is the best, and the other
It's
half of
the
the team
best
is
of the
whatever.
best that are available. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't, if somebody has a broken leg, you can't just tell them, "Hey, buddy,
Well, they
get in
didn't have,
there."
they didn't have broken legs. They
Whatever
didn't go.
injury they had, if they couldn't go, they couldn't go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you
And
guys
that's
saying
what-
we're
and
saying
I'm
in the
telling
best,
you.
well, best of the best available and best of the best that we have is two different things. Where back in the day, if you look where Michael Jordan was going, it was the
Available-
best of the best.
Available is what we can have.
Yeah, but back in the day, MJ would go just like you showed.
Like you say, in a perfect world, if we were able to send the best of the best, we would. But they don't want to play or they're injured. It is what it is.
Well, that's my argument. My argument was that NBA didn't want them to play. That's
Okay.
why we didn't spend the best of the best. And this is why they won bronze for 1 year. Because it wasn't the best. Because America was always crushing the competition. And those several times that they didn't win was because we didn't have the best of the best. Because they would win by 40 points. Nobody could come even close to them.
Sure.
So I have all of the
Yeah.
teams right here.
One time they lost to Russia. This was a big thing back in the day in Olympics. They lost to Russia.
So 2020.
No,
Dame-
2021. Go down. Go
I'm
down.
just gonna go through Damian Lillard. Like they got real nice lineup. 2016, nice lineup. 2012,
Yep. Where were they went through?
nice lineup.
Keep going down.
2008, nice lineup. 2004, good lineup. 2000,
2000.
Jason Kidd, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Vince Carter, Tim Hardaway. They good lineup.
Well, you just heard
1996.
two names. How big is the team?
Well, so I mean, I don't know. I'm not the best basketball fan, but
Yeah.
Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen. They had
But is that the best of
Sharif,
the best for that year?
Team Hardaway. I don't know.
That's what I'm trying
Vince
to say.
Carter. I mean, these are OG names for
Yeah,
me to know
they're
them.
good players. I'm not saying they didn't send
No,
good
no. I'm not saying
players.
good players. They're great
Okay, but
players.
they're
For
not
me to
best
know
of the
names
best.
of basketball players from the year 2000, they have to be great players. They have to be people that are known.
Anyway, I didn't put this
Charles,
in.
and
Put this
the
in.
year before
Did
that,
NBA,
Charles Barkley.
Did NBA try to prevent basketball players
Olajuwon.
going to Olympics?
Fuck. Scottie Pippen, Shaq, Penny Hardaway. Bro, like they've had a fucking nasty lineup every time.
NBA teams can't prevent international players from playing.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to, but they can't do anything about it.
Yes, professional players can play in the Olympics. Yes, NBA and WNBA players are allowed to compete.
Well, they're allowed to complete, but what is this? For many years, the NBA did not allow its players to compete in the Olympics. Clearly says it right there.
But why is it that every year I'm looking
Because
at there's
some of them
NBA
says, "Fuck
players?
it, I don't care. I'm gonna go anyway."
Well, saying you're not allowed and then going and doing it usually just results in being fired.
No,
Like,
they're not gonna fire you. But they went against NBA's wishes. It doesn't mean that they didn't go. They didn't go. You still had good players go, but the NBA explicitly didn't want our players to go because of the injuries and how much it's gonna cost the teams.
them not wanting it to happen and then it actually happening is two different things.
But
though.
that's what that prevented some of the best players and having a team of solid, like whatever, how many players go there, 10, 11 players that go there, being like the top 10, 11 players that go there, didn't happen. And they had to substitute it with college players.
I don't think
it's
not even just
They
based on-
also always send young talent on purpose because that's one of the biggest purposes of the Olympics.
it's
is young
not
talent.
just based on NBA players. It's whoever really is the better player. That's available, because if the players are not available, again, it's not a perfect world. There was a situation where
What do you mean the players are not available? I'm not understanding that. How are the players not
there's
available?
been even situations, for example, where Michael Jordan was playing in the Olympics, and what was his Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
he had issues with one of the players in the team,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently one of them was gonna sit out because the other person was playing.
Yes.
So they've won medals in
again,
in
in a
all
perfect
in every single
world-
one they've competed in.
In a perfect world,
Yeah, because they send the
you
best
would
of the
set
best.
Yeah, but what is it all gold?
you would set those
No,
differences
16 out of 19
aside
are gold.
so that he would actually be able to play. But one of the players is just not
The
going to play
years that
because
they
the
didn't
other's
win
playing.
gold, which years were those?
Let's see.
I know what you're saying, Miggy. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the whole reason was where everybody was celebrating, oh, we won against the United States. 'Cause the United States was the big bad wolf. And every country wanted to win against the United States and they couldn't. And that was like a 20 to 40 point lead that United
Ready?
States had.
So the years that they won silver is 1972. That's so old that no one's gonna
Mhm.
recognize. I don't.
That was
recognize any of those
Russia
names.
against Russia.
Then they won bronze in 1988, right? And then they won bronze in 2004.
There you
We
go. So
looked at that 2004 team. That's a nasty team.
But who were the best players during that time? Now we're
I was not even in the
putting-
country, and I
Yeah.
couldn't.
2004. We'll read that list again. So you have Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul,
Good,
Deron
good.
Williams, James Harden, Kevin
Good,
Durant,
good,
Kevin Love,
Good.
Kobe Bryant,
Good.
LeBron James, Russell Westbrook,
Good, good.
Tyson Chandler,
Yeah.
Good.
Andre Iguodala.
And they won.
That was the lineup. That's a nasty,
and they won a
nasty
bronze.
lineup.
And they won a bronze.
Yeah, it's not that they didn't send the best
don't
of the
know.
best, bro.
I'm just telling you.
From
that,
what I've always seen, and I don't pay attention to sports. That's not fighting. I don't. But from what I've always seen, when I see that Olympic team, it's always LeBron and Kobe and all these guys
Yes,
talking
those
shit.
guys were
They've been
always
Those guys
playing.
always are going.
I watched 2 games, and when they're playing against these other teams, they're not. They had a close. They had a close match with, I think it was Angola.
Angola.
Yeah.
Angola.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were up.
Bro,
They were up like 10 points.
you gotta realize the other teams aren't just bullshit, right?
No, I get that they're not bullshit, but they're not. No, like, when was the last time you heard about?
I think
Angola's
it's because
basketball team?
I'm listen. I think the reason we look at the NBA as being the high standard is because it is the high standard. I do
Yes.
understand that. That's why you have guys like Luca that come over here and play NBA, right? Because that's where they make all the money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's such a big sport across the world that the NBA
don't-
just
it
only
wasn't- it
has
wa-
so
it
many
wasn't-
slots, regardless of how many good people there
No,
are
I
in the
get
world,
it. I get it.
right?
I get it.
It wasn't Angola. Don't quote me on that one. Hold on. Let me look it up and make sure. US.
Because I know Puerto Rico demolished Lithuania in prelims.
Puerto
Which
Ricans also love basketball.
Huh?
Puerto Ricans love basketball.
Yeah. Which was pretty unheard of, right? Because Lithuania has always been one of the contenders. Greece, Spain,
I've heard Greece. Has always been pretty
Macedonia.
good. I mean, they've got what's his name? Antetokounmpo. I don't know how to say his last name. Giannis.
Antetokounmpo?
Yeah.
Go back up.
That he's from Greece. From
Here's the
what I know.
lineup. Look, you got Serbia and all of these guys. Like, the French were actually known as well. Play really well.
US is going against France. That's already decided.
No, not yet. They still got to go against,
Go
these
against
people.
Serbia.
Oh, they have a chance to go against France.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so does Spain have the chance to go against into the finals?
Spain. Oh, you mean Germany?
Germany, my bad.
Yeah.
The yellow and the red confused me.
Yeah, Serbia. That's going to be a difficult game right there with Serbians.
Do you think the USA team plays at like finals pace, like in this? Like, do they take the Olympics as serious as they
I
take
know.
like their
I know.
championship?
I know.
finals?
Australia team came out did
Sudan.
the haka, the dance.
It was Sudan.
Sudan. Yeah, they did the haka dance, and then United States just kind of stood there, watched it, and won by 70 points.
70 points.
Trying to pull up some highlights here.
Anyone in the chat today?
We got Emily.
Yeah,
She said,
bro.
"Hey guys." Right, look at the score right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sheesh. No, still up. And they sent a nasty team this year too.
Yeah, today this year's team was good, very good.
I mean, from what
It's
we've
the
seen,
best that we
always
have
good.
right now. You know, you got what's his name,
LeBron, Curry,
mm-hmm,
all them boys.
mm-hmm.
But they turn up the heat. The thing that I've seen based on those
Whoop.
two games
Oh
is
my
that they
God.
turn up the heat so much at the end.
That man's nasty, bro.
They're
Curry's so nasty.
they
Man.
play really passive at the beginning, tire the opponents, and then they fucking go crazy.
Yeah. So Sudan was fucking sitting glued to their TV. I could tell you
Hell
that.
yeah, they were like, "Oh shit, we're about to beat the Americans."
I'm just surprised South Sudan has basketball courts.
This motherfucker. They don't. They practice elsewhere.
All right, so go to some of the other things I have up.
Yeah, we
You
got a
can
bunch
play
of
this
stuff
one. You
posted.
don't
We're
have
definitely
to.
gonna have some stuff for next time.
So if I was like hiring and I saw pronouns, here's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna
I wanna see if you agree with
assume
what she
you're
said.
obviously very liberal. So I'm gonna assume you're one of those people that is super far left.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna assume you're not a very hard worker. You are either a female or you're a probably not straight guy.
Fact.
So everything in the office is gonna have to cater to you, your feelings, your needs, and your emotions. So everyone around you is not gonna be able to be themselves and walk on eggshells. Why would anyone want someone like you unless everyone's like you in a work environment? You're going to be the laziest person. You're going to be the most entitled, complain the most, and I think you're going to be the first to sue. So shocker that pronouns weren't helping you guys. Sorry, is there anything I missed there?
What do you think?
I mean,
Hey,
that's
she has a
also-
point. Listen to this.
Do you
So
agree
if
with?
I was,
I don't
like,
necessarily agree with her.
hiring and
No, I
saw
don't agree with her. I don't agree with her. I think she's making extreme far right assumptions
Yeah.
about someone.
I
that has
don't know.
pronouns.
I don't know.
So,
I think some people would walk on eggshells, not to be able to hurt feelings, but it's not going to be all. Some people would, and then I don't think that I agree with the lazy part. You know, I think that's just.
I don't agree with the
that
lazy
has
part,
nothing to do
and I
with-
also don't necessarily agree with the walk on eggshells, because from what I've seen, there seems
Some
to be
people will.
there's-
Some people
I get
will.
that, right? But at the same time, it all depends, because what is the person's level of like how many jokes can they handle on
Yeah,
the
of
matter
course.
or whatever it is? Because if they're a very laid back person, but this
Then
is
you
just what
just-
they believe
yeah.
in at the same time, you're not gonna have a problem with that,
Mhm.
right?
'Cause
And
I
then
met-
what if they are hard workers?
I have
I
met
feel like
some
this is bullshit.
gay dudes and gay girls that are like super open to all kinds of jokes, and they'll probably say even more fucked up shit that you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
And then I've been to ones that are just like very radical, and there's nothing you can say, you know. So I think it depends on the person. I don't know if I agree with what she said there too much, but okay. Oh, so I found an. Oh, this is actually in Philadelphia. There's a bunch of people. I guess marching with communist flags.
We are off and we will be on special events. I'll be checking in with them momentarily.
I like
going on
this.
right
It
now.
says send them to Venezuela.
Huh?
There's a comment that says send them all to Venezuela.
So I thought it was just kind of, it's kind of strange,
It's
It's not-
extremely strange.
Yeah, none of these people don't even know what communism is, and they're advocating for something they have no idea about. But anyway, so I found an interesting article. Oh, so this was kind of interesting too.
Jay, you have the attention span of a squirrel.
Well, no, we're going through like the video review, right, part. So this is talking about how there's a thought that Suge Knight pretty much said, 'cause he's in prison. He said that those tapes that the FBI found in J-Lo's in P Diddy's house were sent to Affleck, and that was partially the reason for the divorce, because they found some tapes about J-Lo, I guess. So I don't know how much.
I don't believe shit come out
Yeah.
of Suge Knight's mouth.
I don't.
That's true.
I ain't gonna believe shit.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
much
seen
of
that
it is
movie.
true. Yeah. I don't know how much of it is true. Anyway, so go to this article that I put out. I thought this article was crazy. You don't have to read the article, right? It was about parenting styles, right? And they University of Oregon did a study, yeah, that one right there, about the parenting styles, and there are 4 types of parenting styles. Let me see if I can pull them up for you so I can just tell you what they are instead of reading the whole article, right? Chat.
You can buy the chapter for $30.
Yeah, no, we're not buying that
Or
because
if
you have
want,
ChatGPT for
we,
that.
we can buy the book for 800.
So there's according to Oregon, right? There were 4 types, right? Like it's firm, permissive, loving, and hostile, and then you combine them together, right? So firm parenting, the style often described as authoritative, involves setting clear boundaries and expectations while also being supportive and communicative. The study found that children raised with firm, consistent, and responsive parenting tended to have better behavior and emotional outcomes. They are more likely to be responsible, self-regulated, and socially competent. Permissive parenting, characterized by lack of boundaries and discipline. Permissive parenting can lead to children who struggle with self regulation and authority. These children may exhibit behavioral problems and are more prone to engaging in risky behaviors due to the lack of consistent rules. Loving parents. While being loving and supportive is essential, the study found that being loving without setting firm boundaries can sometimes be as problematic as permissive parenting. However, when combined with firm and consistent discipline, loving parents is associated with the best outcomes in children. Hostile parenting. This style is marked by harshness, criticism, and lack of warmth. The study found that children subjected to hostile parenting are the higher risk for developing emotional problems, including anxiety, depression, and aggression. This parenting style is associated with negative outcomes across multiple domains, including academic performance and social relationships. But what they found, if the parenting style is loving mixed with permissible, this is the worst. They're even worse than like being harsh and firm. Like it's even worse than that. So basically what they said is firm and loving is the number one mix that they found to work.
Yeah, because harsh usually produces someone with mental problems but hardworking.
Yeah, but mental
Right? That's what I would assume.
yeah, but you get more mental problems if it's permissive with loving.
Right, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Yeah. That's where that kind of a little bit shocked me a little bit because everybody's advocating the love your children and this and that. You can't
yeah, but
discipline
without
them, do
with, but
this,
with
do
no
that.
boundaries, that results in shit.
Yeah, and a lot of times, parents don't put those boundaries in place, and you get those fucking children that are, that could be partially why some of the kids now growing up very entitled because they had that type of parenting. I don't know, could be part of the reason, but but I also figured out that if you take your children to jujitsu, they come out to be very healthy um, members of society. So definitely consider taking your children to jujitsu.
I saw a clip today of this guy. He does a lot of stuff with kids, and he posted that they were sitting there, and I think they were maybe doing like a belt promotion or some kind of seminar or whatever, some kind of class meeting. All the kids were lined up.
Yeah.
And I guess they were doing like reports, like their parents give the kids reports on how they're behaving, or the parents give the teachers at the jiu-jitsu school on reports on how they're behaving, and this kid wasn't behaving or whatever, and he has him come over, he puts him in the classic like wrist lock where he has him grab his hand, he does this to him, and he's like, look, when you're in a situation and out of anger, what do you want to do right now? You want to try and push force into me, and what does that do? It makes the lock worse, right? That hurts, right? Well, if you keep going with your pain and your anger on decisions, you're going to keep causing more and more pain, right? Kind of thing to the little kid. And that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, what should you do? Back off and twist out of it or whatever.
Like be loving, obviously, and this is where it comes in, like, the whole disciplining your kid. Like, when is it taken overboard, when it's not? Like, but setting boundaries, like, no is a no. If I don't want you to do this, you're not going to do this, period. I don't care how much you beg for it. If I don't think as a parent is good for you, you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily be fully critical, but if the kid is not doing something right, and if they did this and that would make them succeed, and they're not
there's
doing
a fine
it.
line there between the first one you said. What was it? The very first one?
Yeah, it's a no is a no.
Like authoritative parenting. What
Yeah.
was the name of it? It said something else too. Anyways, that
Harsh
one,
parenting.
and then the harsh. Right,
Mhm.
comparing those two, there's almost a real fine line being in there,
Yes.
not there?
Because harsh is being overly critical, like you're not good enough.
No, ready? Can I
Be
voice
better.
my opinion?
Yeah.
You want a real easy way to see the harsh and the authoritative? When the parent has to be authoritative and put the child in their place and discipline them in whatever manner, most of the time authoritative parents feel bad about doing it, but they know they have to do it.
Yes.
They don't want to do this to their
That's where the loving
child,
part comes in.
right? Then you have the harsh part where they almost feel good about disciplining you.
Yeah.
They feel good about doing that.
Yeah,
right?
it's like you're not good enough. Like,
Like this little fucker, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking away your stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, go cry in the corner. You're laughing about it or whatever it may be. That's being harsh,
Yeah.
right? Versus go in the corner and I feel bad
buddy,
about
I don't
making
want to
you.
do this to you, buddy, but we have to.
Right.
We have to take this phone away, and you're not gonna get it back
Yeah.
until you figure out what you did wrong.
It's like when I was growing up, my parents always told me it hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah.
Now
Well-
I see it, right? Because I understand the way the love works, right? The way the
Mhm.
love works.
But
It's
you
like, it's
can't. Definitely, the
unconditional.
whole idea of this is you cannot be your kid's friend because you can't be
Not
permissive
until
and
they're
loving.
older. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be your fucking kid's friend. You know, because kids gonna push the boundaries, right? Like this is where the authoritative part has to come in, and we have to say like if we're not buying candy today, we're not buying candy today. There's time for candy, but it is not today. You know, your teeth gonna fall out, or your butt is gonna glue itself. You know, from eating too
The
much
monster
candy.
comes when you
Yeah.
eat candy.
Yeah.
All right,
But,
I think we can wrap up. We'll save the rest of the stuff later because I had articles that I posted in general, but we didn't even get to that. It's all
well,
right.
pull one of them up. Just
No,
one.
we can, let's talk.
Come
later.
on, let's give
let's
people
do it
a little
later.
more.
No, because I
They've
know
been saying
I
our-
know my girlfriend wants to do stuff, dog.
Our podcast been going short, bro. The people have been
It's
saying
an hour
that.
and a half, dog. What do you mean going short?
That's what you said. You said people said that our podcasts are going a little short on time.
No, it's that we were shutting it off and the thing was cutting because we would end the live stream before the delay would play out.
I see what you're saying. I see what
That's
you're
why we're
saying.
doing the stream ending
I see what you're
screen
saying.
now. Alrighty, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. We really appreciate the support. Thank you to Ozzy with the things he does with us here with the podcast, the UFC Gym, and Vitality. We really appreciate you. We'll see you guys on what's today? Next week, Tuesday.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Peace. What article, bro? Pull the article up.
No, I don't even.